Hey guys, today I'm going to be telling a story time about the time I got caught in a stolen car. Yes, a stolen car. Oh my gosh. I used to be so reckless. Like when I think about it, I'd be like, damn, Lachey, like what the are you doing? What the heck were you doing? So let's just get into the story, I guess. So this was about a year and a couple months ago. And I just turned 14, okay? Guys, I was literally just turning 14. I was dating this really reckless boy. Like this boy was like so reckless. He's been locked up before and all that. And like on top of that, he lied about his age when we first started talking, but like whatever. He ended up being 17 years old. And at the time, I had just turned 14 years old. So we're gonna call the guy I was talking to Reckless, okay? We're gonna call the guy that I was talking to Reckless, and his cousin, we're gonna call him Youngin, because he was younger than us, okay? I'm just gonna say the girl that I was with, we're gonna call her T. We're gonna call her T. So it was one night, T was over my house, and whenever me and T was together, it was never anything good. I guess we were going through that teenage phase, I guess, whatever you want to call it. So, and we were outside with them, and it started getting late, so my mom like called my phone, was telling us like it's time to get home and stuff like that. So she was sleeping over, so we're like, okay, we're gonna come back out, like we don't want to leave, so we're gonna sneak back out once my mom falls asleep. So after like we like literally like cut all the lights out, act like we were asleep, and then when my mom like went inside her room, so when she went inside her room to go to sleep, that's when it was time to go. We put on lipstick, like we were just being fast, like I don't know why, like little fucking dots or something, like I don't know. We put lipstick on, we did our, like we were brushing our hair, like we had the flat irons on, but we were trying to like be really quiet as we were doing it. Like it was hilarious. Oh my gosh, we were like tiptoeing to the bathroom to make sure we looked good and stuff. It was so funny. They tell us that they're outside, and we're like, oh, we did not know they were bringing a car, okay? But when I saw the car, I thought it was his mom's car, because he told me that he used to, like, he drives his mom's car sometimes. So anyway, we snuck out the window, okay? So we snuck out the window. One, it was so hard to get out that window. Like, they had to come over and help us get. It's like probably like 1 o'clock in the morning right now. It's dark as hell outside. And then here are 2 teenage girls with 2 teenage boys, and we're like we're sneaking out the window, and they're helping us sneak out the window. As soon as like we get out my room from the window, we like run over to the car so my mom doesn't come or anything. Like, and remind you, we put pillows inside the bed, so like if she came in there, she would think we're asleep or something, right? Dummies, right? My mom's not stupid. We get in the car, and I didn't even ask questions. They had gloves on when they opened the door to the car. Like, they weren't like touching anything, and like I saw that they had gloves on, but I still didn't say anything, you know? Like I just didn't want to say anything. But like I whispered to T, I whispered to her, and I'm telling her like like this must be a stolen car, like they have gloves on it, and I'm like scared. I was like, oh, I've never, like this is reckless, like this is the most reckless thing I've ever done in my life. Like, whoa. Then T says something. She's like, I think she asked them like about the car, and that's when we were like, so why don't we have gloves on? Like, you're letting us touch all this, like this and that. Like, so that was like the sign that I should have got out the car anyway. Like, first off, I should have not got in the car when I saw them with the gloves. 2, I should have got out when I saw that they like didn't even give us gloves or anything. Like they did not care. Like they did not care for us to touch anything. Like, well, what about us? So when we asked them, they're like, oh, well, y'all fingerprints not in the system, so it really doesn't matter. So we're just driving around. Well, first we went to a high school. We were driving in there. Then like we left the high school because I don't know why. And then we like drove around to the middle school where the apartments were. We were sitting at a parking lot for quite some time. And we were just having fun, like chilling. Like we were having fun. Like I said, I was dating Reckless. To remind you, it was a van. I was in the front seat with Reckless, and then T and Youngin was in the back seat. I get a text from my mom talking about, where are you? Get home. So I'm panicking. I'm like, T, like, my mom's calling my phone. My mom's texting my phone. She's like, where are you at? So I'm getting all nervous. So then I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So then I thought about it. I was like, okay, I guess I'm just going to act like I'm sad or something. So maybe I won't get in as much trouble for leaving the house. So I text my mom, and I was like, Mom, I just can't do this. And I swear I regret doing this, because I feel like I put my mom through a lot of stress this night. Then like, I'm like, we got to get back home. I told Reckless, I said, you need to drive us back home now. So, oh my gosh. So then we're like, he's driving us back home, right? Then a police car drives by us. Like, this is us. This is the police car. So this drives by us. And then he's like, oh, shit. Like, the car is coming. So then he tells Youngin to turn around and look and see if the police is coming. Youngin's like, oh, I can't see the car. I can't see the car. I'm starting to freak out. I'm like, hold the hell up. I am not about to go to jail tonight. No, this is not about to happen to me. I've never been so reckless in my life. I don't want this. Like, this is going to be a lesson learned. I don't want to go to jail. Like, I was, So after the police sirens started going off, I hardtailed. Like, I ran to the back of the van. And I sat down. I was like, oh, I don't want to be in the front. That's going to look even worse. So I run to the back. So now it's me, Youngin, and T sitting in the back of the van while Reckless is driving the van with the police chasing us. So then Reckless decides to start driving fast. So now it's a chase. The police is chasing us. We're all going fast. The sirens are happening. Now we see 2 cars behind us. Then there's more and more. Then Reckless stops the car and was like, should we run? Should we run? Should we run? Telling Youngin, like, they were going to leave us, run off. And I was like, no, you're not going to leave us. What are you talking about? And then he says to us, you're not going to say anything to 2 pretty girls. We're in a stolen car. They don't give a how pretty you are. Like, you're stupid. Like, you're stupid. I'm stupid too for getting in the car, but still. Me and T is literally holding each other, crying, like, in tears, like, crying, saying we, like, want our moms. Like, this is 2 girls trying to be grown as hell, crying, saying we want our moms now that the police are here. 4 police cars out there surrounded us. The police comes up to the car, tells Reckless to get out the car. And like I said, I was dating this boy at the time, so I was crying. I was like, I was telling T, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna see him anymore. Like, just crying, like, hysterically, like, really bad. Oh my gosh. They take Youngin out the car. They put him in handcuffs. They asked me and T how old we are and did we know them. And we said no, we did not know them. We had just met them that night. He did tell us to tell them that. I don't know, like, I was so scared. I was telling them that my mom was a pastor, which my mom is a pastor. Thinking that they're not gonna lock me up if I tell her she's a pastor. T had to use the bathroom, right? So the police would not let T outside of the stolen van. So when the police turns around, they're like talking to each other. T goes to the back of the van and pees inside of the van, okay? She pees inside the van. So now we're sitting in a van, like, with her pee inside the van. And then eventually they like ask us for our parents' numbers. They ask us our name, and they're like, oh, these are the 2 girls that way that their parents reported them ran away or something like that. And I'm like, what? They're like, oh yeah, your mom just called in saying that you ran away. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this night is not going any better. So then our parents pulled up together in the same car, her mom and dad, and then my mom in the back seat. My dad was like, I think my dad at this time was like at work. My dad goes to like work early in the morning. They come out, they're signing papers, and then they eventually let us out the van. And then like we're literally, there's police cars all on the sides and stuff. And then remind you, like, we were walking down the street, like going to our parents. The police was walking us to our parents. We're holding each other while we're walking to our parents. Our parents are literally on the end looking at it. I did have on Reckless's jacket. So then we're like driving home, and they're like sitting there talking like, why did you do this? Why did you, like, you know, parents, they're just basically asking us questions, like really mad at us, yelling at us, and saying how we're not gonna be able to be friends anymore and stuff like that. So then we get home, and my mom doesn't even talk to me. She literally didn't say a word to me at all. She asked me for my phone, and that was it. So then I went in my room, and I'm just crying. I write in my diary a letter to him. I don't even know if I think I still have the letter actually. So then I go to sleep that night with no phone. I'm literally just holding his jacket, and I fell asleep. The next morning, my mom wakes me up like, let's get up, you're going to church. And I'm like, okay. So anyway, I get ready for church. So when I did talk to my mom on the way and stuff like that, and I told her like what happened, and I apologized to her. So then I was telling her, like, I was just like so sad that he was locked up, and I'm thinking like, what is he like doing right now, like, and stuff like that. So my mom did end up giving me my text, try to text him, but he didn't respond. He lived like right around the corner from us. So my mom, after church, she took me to his house, and she this is like, it's really bad because this is the first time that she met him. Lord. So she ended up meeting him and she talked to them. Oh my gosh, she talked to them and I hugged him and I was so happy to see him. And that's basically what happened. We were supposed to go to court, but we ended up not going to court. The only person who went to court was Reckless because he was the oldest, I guess, I don't know, and he was about to turn 18 like a couple months from then. Yeah, and that's what happened. That was a really crazy story. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want more story time, just let me know. And I hope you guys love the video. Thank you for watching.